As you can see by this current setup, I was working on a new method for Jeep living. So before I had a bed platform in here, but because it's so hot, I was thinking a hammock would probably be a lot more comfortable. After I put the hammock in, I found out that I can actually fit the hammock in with the passenger seat. Boom. It's a bed fit for a king. The Jeep bed. This is actually fairly comfortable. So that was going to be the original setup for her, since it just seemed like the more logical way of doing things. And when I originally was going to live in my Jeep, I thought that a hammock would be a lot more suited for my needs. So I actually think I can handle sleeping in the hammock. However, my issue right now is that I think it'll take a lot more time for me to rearrange everything to my liking. When I had the bed right here, it really made things a lot different. Right now, my biggest concern is not having the bed here means that there's a lot of room for storage and stuff, but that also means that this fridge is just gonna kind of thrash around because there's nothing here. All I have to do is take one sharp turn and this thing's just gonna fly up against here, bang stuff up, scratch stuff up, and it's just not gonna work. And since I have so much work to do and such a small amount of time to get it done, I'm just gonna go back to the old setup and just bring a lot less stuff.
We bop and pretty hot, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and pretty zoom. Love is sweet, love is grand, works one. We bop and pretty hot, I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and pretty zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care. We bop and pretty hot, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and pretty zoom. Love is sweet, love is grand, works one. We bop and pretty hot, I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and pretty zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care.
Well, aside from a few personal items and my camera gear, that's pretty much it. Bonita's all packed and ready to go. I had a lot more stuff in here the last time I was living in her, and I started to realize that I had a lot of things that I really could live without. When I started the road trip, I got a full-out bug-out bag just in case I'm ever in the middle of nowhere and, you know, I need to survive getting all the way back into society. But the reality is I don't go anywhere much further than maybe a few miles away from a town, or at least having phone reception. Rory and Carol gave me these bags for the side right here, where at the time it seemed like a great idea. I was able to store a lot of stuff in those bags, but I didn't take into consideration the accessibility and being on the road and living in such a small vehicle. There was a lot of times when I would want to use something, but just because of how difficult it would be to access, I ended up buying clippers so I could do my own haircuts and stuff, save some money on the road. But after using it, I realized that I probably would be better off just getting a haircut like this. It's kind of short, but this way it'll stay clean longer and I can still grow it out the way I like it. Even though it's such a tiny space, I got used to living in the cramped space, but there's really no need to carry dead weight. It just makes everything harder, makes living in here harder. If I'm able to make enough money for gas doing DoorDash, I'm gonna end up taking Bonita to Florida for my family's vacation, And after that, I'm gonna try to just do DoorDash there to make a little bit more money. That way I'll be able to make it up to Georgia. I would like to meet Chris Rickard. He seems like a really cool guy. He's been a Patreon supporter from the beginning of this trip, and I've never got the chance to meet him. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that I can save up enough money to go do that. I'm really excited to get back in the Jeep. I haven't been adjusting well to normal life. I really much prefer living in Jeep. So, let's do this. Tomorrow, back on the road, baby.